Album Talks.
Glad to have you finally here.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
All right, so let's get to it. Good evening, everyone. We finally have our guest in the building, who is no other than the Moelogo. If you're here in this space, that means you definitely want to hear him speak, and you know his artistry, you know his music, and you're interested in him. Me personally, I want to call myself. I got onto Moelogo quite late, although I've always been hearing about him. But I think I didn't get into the music until they had this win where you won the alternative best alternative song for I Wonder, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the song, but I didn't get to the albums until then. Then I went back to Magic, and I was like, wow, this is what I've been missing out. This is what I've been missing out on all this while. You know, what really stood out for me, aside from the fact that the music was great, was the effortless way of how you could just take so many genres and just blend it into one, great album experience. I mean that EP had folk music, like traditional folk music, and
Hmm.
you blended it with Afro beats, and then there were ballads there, and then there was R&B. Like there was so much going on. And usually when you hear a project like that has a lot of things going on, it tends to become very chaotic. But you made it work, and that was really impressive. And from that time, I've just been like, I've just been a devout listener.
Been a devotee.
A devotee, yeah. So, and the music is also, very grand. Like anytime I'm listening to the music, it feels like I'm watching one epic, like Yoruba movie or something. Like it feels like it could soundtrack an epic war movie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I always try to make.
And then, okay,
I always try to make like whatever I'm doing have like some kind of lasting feeling. Do you understand? So it's different from what you would normally like. You would hear good music as well, but when you hear my stuff, it's like, oh more. What was he thinking? That melody that he used, like the cadence, whatever it is. So I always try my best to like differentiate my work from everything else.
I definitely believe that because you don't even need to say it. It's there, like everybody can hear it. Like it's clear in the music. And the funny thing is, that was not even what I found the most impressive. Like the different sonics and everything were great, but it was the writing and how you were able to tell very, very coherent stories with music in a way that it didn't feel like you were preaching to me. Like I could enjoy the music and I could get the message, and
Hmm.
everything was just like, you know, just very effortless.
No, thanks, man.
Yeah. So I mean, coming from there, coming from Magic to the trilogy, the whole trilogy, that was really brilliant thing by the way. I don't think I've seen that frequently, especially you know in in the context of our music. Making three distinct projects like that has a progressive form of narrative that ended, and it was great because the last EP was definitely the best one in my opinion. As the EP, I think that was the
That's your
more
best
rounded.
one.
Yeah, that's my favorite project of you.
Okay.
I Yeah, because it was just like you were able to retain your core elements of like traditional folk music, and you were still able to evolve, like bring in that modern edge of dancehall, house, R&B. Like it was just fantastic. Basically, it was fantastic.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So my first question: when you decided to start making music, was it something like, was it a discovery, like a gradual realization that I was going to make this kind of intentional music, or you knew right from the start that, look, I'm going into music, this is what I want to do, and then you just started doing it? Like, what was the thought process like?
Um, to be honest with you, when I was just doing music, do you understand the beginning? Like I realized that I had a voice or whatever. From going to church with my grandmom, you know, I realized that okay, I had a voice. And then in school, I really loved the music class. But when I took it serious, I realized that yes, I want to make music, but I want to make sure that whatever I make is true to me. You know, it's like that. There's no this type of music that I want to make. It's just I just know that I want to make good music. Do you get? And that's how it's been since.
Okay, so it was like a gradual realization, if
Literally,
I'm
yeah.
correct.
And I
Yeah.
always tell people you don't know yourself fully at once. You know, every day you we keep growing. You know, anyone that says that they know everything, then they stop growing. You're literally a dead person. Do you understand? But if
I
you're
do, I
if
do,
you're
I do.
alive, every day it's a new thing. Every day it's a new feeling, new attitude, new people. You're like people change like in seconds. So it's like you can't fully know everything or fully know someone.
I feel you, I feel you. So from what you said, I can take from that statement that your background probably had a crucial role in, getting to love music.
I'll say fairly because I
Okay.
mean obviously I lived with my mom, do you get? And obviously she
Yeah.
liked music, but it wasn't a thing of like she didn't push music to me or my to my brothers. Like she knew I loved music, and then she would buy me like Star Plus CD and Walkman. I remember that year I had a Walkman, and that was like the best. That was the best P for me. Do you understand?
the
So I
the
used to, so I,
Olufumi Style Plus era.
bro, listen, I was then. I was a fan. I'm still a fan. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, bro,
Definitely.
that song, that album, back to back,
Mad album.
and then
Mad project.
Are We Low's album as well, bro.
Yeah.
I did
It was
more reads.
crazy. It was a crazy era, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very clear that you listen to a lot of music. Like from your albums, you can say that this is someone that has so many, influences that you're drawing from. But I
Mhm.
just like a specific idea. Like, who are the people that really inspire you?
My honest
Like, what are the
opinion,
artists that really? Okay.
my honest opinion, I inspire myself. I won't lie to you.
Okay,
I don't really listen to other people like that. You know what I mean?
that's crazy.
Um, I feel like yes, I know that there obviously other artists exist, and I hear their songs, but I don't take it in like that because I try my best not to be so heavily influenced by the next artist, so that I don't start sounding like them or having kind of the same thought process. So I always just like keep to myself. I don't really do you get. And if I listen, it's not a thing of like I'm religiously listening to their music type of thing. So yeah.
Okay, I definitely do believe that. But this new project, though, like the point of view, there's a after there's a certain progression that I can see with every album. Like
Hmm.
IDEP, there was a more conscious move to more contemporary sonic influences. And
Yeah.
this, I believe this one also takes it a step even further.
Yeah.
And then you just said now that you're not someone that you don't really listen to people. Like you're
Hmm.
mostly in your own space trying to do your own thing. But even at that, was this born like this project? Was there a thought at the back of your head that okay, I'm still trying to do my own thing. I'm still this
Hmm.
unique, amazing artist, but
Yeah.
should I try and get with the times? Try
So,
and do something that's still more in tune with what's popping currently.
so the thing is, I had like my team and of people say, "Oh, yo, can you give us something that is a bit blah blah blah?" But I knew that I'm gonna make something like that. Like it wasn't a problem for me to do. I just chose not to do it. You know what I mean? I chose not to like be doing all those I'm a piano P or
Yeah,
as they
yeah,
would call it
yeah.
session type of thing. Not that I couldn't do it. That was like second nature to me. It was nothing. But I just
Okay.
didn't want to be one of those artists that because something is
It-
popping and my piano's popping, then they just go and hump on it. And so like, I don't have time for that. I don't. I like to do things when I
It's
feel
coming
like
from a personal
yeah.
place.
Do you understand? So I already
Yeah.
knew that I want to work with set producers because every year I try to work with someone new, so that you can see that I can work with anybody. It's not just one producer that I'll be working with. I like to just like work with people that I know that know music. So I
Hmm.
knew everyone that's on the project, producer wise, they would give
Okay.
me something that will make sense.
Dynamic.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So that means even though you don't really listen to like artists
Mhm.
religiously, you always keep your ears like grounded to
Oh yeah,
producers and
yeah,
be like, okay,
yeah,
this is the
yeah.
producer that. Okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Because
So,
again, the
okay,
sound, getting the sound is the major thing. Do you understand? If
yeah.
the sound is there,
Hmm.
anyone can write a trendy song or something that's now, because the production is already is gonna take you to that, the place that you need to
That
be.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that you said that in our discussion with you that anybody can write that.
yeah. Anybody
For
can write.
you, it's all about getting the melody down. But
That's what's.
I mean, yeah, yeah, anybody can write, but not everybody can write like Moelogo though.
I mean, that's facts, but I just feel that I just feel that everyone can write as well, and I feel
Yeah.
like melody is what sets you, apart from,
Mm,
everyone else. I'm like, it kind of gives you your own unique. It's like you have your own unique way of doing something. It's like, for example, Rema. You know that that's Rema. Do you understand?
yeah.
You know
Mm,
that's
yeah,
Burna
yeah,
Boy.
definitely.
You know that who else can I use? You know the Black Bones is Black Bones. That's the sound that he carved for himself. Like where like he's just
Mm.
doing that continuously. So I feel like as an artist, you need to find your sound, and
Your
obviously it's not
sonic
your
identity.
sound. Obviously, it's not your sound because we didn't create this sound. Do you understand?
Out
It's
of
we found
yeah, yeah,
before,
yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
find that that pocket that
Your sonic
yeah,
identity.
literally.
All right then. Okay, but I still want to know a little bit about your writing process though. Like, are you when you get into the studio and like, okay, you've nailed down the melody and then it's writing time. Are
Mhm.
you are you very meticulous about your writing? Like, I've watched interviews where someone like Kendrick Lamar would say he spends like an entire year trying to perfect a verse. Like, what kind of approach do you take? Are you very spontaneous to it? Like, where the writing takes me, then this is what I want to say, or you spend a specific amount of time just doing this or trying to do something in particular. Like, how does it go?
I think it's for me it's more of a feeling, and obviously you have an idea of the topic that you're trying to talk about. You get, I think the longest I spent on writing lyrics was 30 minutes. To be honest with you,
Wow, wow.
yeah, like was 30 minutes. And obviously, even when you work with other people and you work with a producer that understands the music as well, it even makes it easier because you guys are
Hmm.
bouncing ideas.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
say
yeah.
this. I might say I want to say this. I'm about to try this, so it makes it easier to even write the music. So, like, yeah.
Well,
But for
30
me,
minutes is crazy though.
I mean, I'm, I mean, if you love what you're doing, it becomes
Hmm.
like very easy to use. Do you understand? It's like a footballer now. Like the pitch is nothing to them because they're there every kind of every day. Do you understand? So it's
Hmm,
like
okay.
that's their home. So it will only be difficult for you if you don't really do the 90 minutes on a like frequent basis, or how do I put it? So I'm always in the studio. I'm always working. So it's like when I'm trying to create a melody or a verse, it just comes to me.
Okay then. You're basically a studio rat. That's what you're saying.
Very much.
Okay. Recently, you said that this EP is kind of very personal and it reflects what you've gone through, in the
Yeah.
past couple of years, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you've gone like through a really difficult time recently, especially as regards your mental health. I watched your interview with Dotsun on Cool
Yeah.
FM, I think.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't go into details because it's kind of a very sensitive topic. But I just have a
Yeah.
question. In that period that was very trying, did making music become a burden and less of the enjoyable experience that it used to be?
Nah, that period was even different for me. Like I felt like kind of heightened me a bit in the sense of I was
Hmm.
just feeling differently. Like the way the music
Okay.
was just like the feeling was just different because I was now writing from a place of pain.
How hurts? Yeah.
Like that hurts, you know what I mean? And it's more personal to me than me before when I write, and it's based off from what I'm seeing, like in my surrounding
Okay.
and like the things that
Okay.
I'm sponging in type of thing. But this one is like this is firsthand, like to me. So it's like
So
almost
you're just tapping into your own emotions.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give the people my music that they can vibe to, but they need to hear this. They need to hear how I feel. You know what I mean? And I was trying my best to see how can I sum all this thing up in just like in one song. Obviously, it's hard because you can't really explain yourself fully, everything. So I said, I'm gonna try my best to say it in a way that whoever's listening will kind of understand and get
Okay.
it.
Okay then. Okay then. That's just that's very profound music. I must say.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So you also said that you don't go into the studio with the mindset that you want to do this genre. You just whatever you feel like doing at that moment, it just happens. Like it's not a conscious thought process.
I mean, again, like there's certain producers that that if I get into in the studio with this guy, because they
Okay.
specialize in
In
making,
this particular
yeah,
genre. Okay.
they'll be able to merge their sound with what you do. So
Okay. But still, there still has to be like one particular type of music that you just enjoy more. Like it might not be easier. I won't say it's easier for you to make, but you just
hmm
feel like this is me, my most natural form. Like I don't
yeah,
know, you get what I'm saying.
I think for me it would be lay down some chords. Like it can be like a
Okay,
guitar chords or something. Just lay down those notes. And I
okay.
feel like I love guitar, so it's like as a guitar, it's like I'm
Ah no, guitars are the best string
yeah.
instruments for life. That's
Yeah,
that's the
lay down some
best thing to happen
strings,
to music.
some chords, and I'm good. Like obviously afterwards, you can do your 808 beats or drums, whatever.
hmm
But I always try to like make the music from like the skeleton, and then we can now add afterwards.
Okay then, that makes sense. So you make very intentional music, and it's not easy to pull off. Like I, I don't want to say it's difficult because that's for you to for you to say, but it's definitely not easy. That's what me I know. How do you have like a close knit group of friends, or some people that you trust that okay, even before the music goes out, like they don't need to be on your team, like not like your team people or anything, but like
hmm
maybe just a separate set of listeners that hey, how does this sound? Is this really giving what I want it to give? Like, do you have those kind
Yeah.
of people around
To be honest with you, yeah, the only person that I
you?
share my music with is my managers, both of them. I don't actually
Okay.
send music to anybody. Like I don't
Okay.
do that because for me, I feel like don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with you getting opinions from people, but I just feel like because I know who I am, I know what it is. I know that when I drop this thing, they're gonna feel it because it's real life. So I don't
Hmm.
need to ask for like any kind of
Validation.
yeah. So because I know that this shit is real. Like whoever's going to
Okay.
hear it, they're gonna feel it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So that's how I do my stuff.
And
Apart from management,
yeah.
that obviously I just sent to them for them to listen.
Okay.
And with them,
Yeah.
it's more of like more like when is this done? When can we get it mixed and mastered? Do you feel?
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I feel like I think it's easier for you to like do that kind of thing because your own music is like very personal and very intentional, as opposed to someone that's just trying to like jump on trends. Then they have to,
Yeah,
hey, does this work? They have to know.
yeah. Because you
But
have to
you,
make sure
it's
that.
coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to make sure it resonates. But you know it's going to resonate straight up because you're talking about real life.
hmm
And that's just fact basically. So it's very clear. You said it's you're not someone that goes with trends. You're more concerned about the music touching
Yeah.
people and
hmm
staying with people.
Yep.
But I don't know. Like, has there ever been any time where you just looked at the biggest pop stars around, doing their
Nah,
pop star
I don't.
numbers, doing their pop star charts, and you're like, maybe it would
I
be
don't.
nice to have that
I don't at all.
at all. Wow,
Because I feel like all these
that's
things, I'm not.
okay.
I'm not like what's the word I'm looking for? all these things I've been around it. You get I've performed that on
Okay.
big
Okay.
stages. I've worked with
So you've been there, done
like
that,
dope people as
basically.
well. So it's not a thing of me that I'm chasing. Like, oh my god, I want, like,
Mm.
if it happens, it happens. Do you get? So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I take my career as like I just want to work with people that I love working with. I don't care if you're A list, Z list, as long as you're dope with music and I fuck with your
Yeah.
energy, we're working.
Okay.
So that's where I see music. I don't
All
look at
right.
anybody and be like, oh my god, that person has won an award. Why don't I? Why how come I haven't won? That's nonsense to me because like the shit I've achieved and the lives that I've touched, that's the biggest win ever. You know, doing what I do, doing what I love doing, and having people even just resonating to it is a win. So that's what I see it.
Okay, so I think I have just two questions now, and then they can
Okay.
talk to you. What's your favorite song on Point of View? For me, it's The Weekend.
For me, my favorite song on Point of View. You guys just have to give me. I'll say where I'm from.
Okay, where I'm from.
Yeah,
Is there a particular reason why?
it's just realization of things. Me realizing things, and just happy that it's not too late that I realized them. Do you get? So it's
Hmm.
like it's also something I'm trying to champion in everybody, like in a sense of like whatever tribe you're from, whatever culture that is yours, hold on to it. Um, Like that shit is beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you that your culture is bullshit or it's not good just because they don't understand it. Do you get? It's your culture, it's your identity. Like carry
Wow.
that shit with pride. Carry that shit on your head. Anywhere you go, they
Wow.
ask you where you from. I'm a Yoruba man. Say it with chest. You're Igbo.
Yes.
You're Igbo.
So
You're from
chess.
Delta. Say it with chest. You're from Akwa
Chess.
Ibom. Say it with chest. Like, do you get? Like, I feel like we've been conditioned to think that our culture is bullshit and we have to like now go and take next man's culture and carry it on our own head and promote their
Hmm.
shit for them. Do you get it? It's crazy.
I find it very interesting, like that you know, someone like you who is British based is saying that, because I mean, in the music, it is clear that you are very particular about repping your culture. Like the traditional folk music thing is very heavy in your songs, even in the modern, even in the modern ones.
Hmm.
So I don't know, like how is that for you? Like, how did you come about a place where you're like, whatever kind of music I'm making, that cultural heritage is going to be there. Like everybody has to know that this music is coming from home. Like, what was the journey like?
It's just for me. I just see it as just my duty to promote
Okay.
where I'm from and who I am, and you know what I mean, and to let the world know that this is what I am. Do you understand? Because everyone's doing that.
Hmm.
Do you get me? The people that are trying to tarnish, being African or whatever, they're promoting their culture as well. So why would I
Okay.
stop and not promote mine? We're all learning. We're all learning about each other's, existence, whatever. So
Definitely.
it's like I'm going to make sure that, you know, all this misconception about our culture, we're changing all those things. We're changing them. We're unlearning and relearning things and sharing it to the world.
Okay then. Okay. So final question, and then your fans can talk to you. Aside your own music, is there any? Have you listened to any album this year from anybody that you really like that's been on spin, like multiple
Um,
spins?
The last album that I listened to, let me not lie, would be Burna
Okay.
Boy's album
Okay.
and
Did you like it?
Black Bones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Burna Boy's album, I liked it, and Black Bones' album.
Let's talk more about
Hmm.
the new project. So you're you're currently in a new there's a new phase, or should I call it like a new era?
Yep.
The Before this we got the trilogy. Are we going to get something as cinematic, like in the manner of the sequences, like what's coming next after this? Is it going to be the tied to this, or is it going to be something else totally different, or
Nah,
I'm just
it's
feeling.
just it'll be something different, man. It's more singles and just dropping singles. I think
Okay.
I'm done with the EP dropping. I think
Wow. So
I'm
we can expect an album soon.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully I definitely want to drop a debut album, which I'm working on. But before
That
then,
would be crazy, though.
just
Like
like dropping
I can't
singles.
even imagine. I can't even imagine the kind of the overarching storytelling that I'm gonna get on the Moelogo album. Because if I'm getting those kind of stories on an EP, what am I going to get on an album?
It's gonna be dope, man.
Yeah. So I mean, like we can't get a prospective date. Like it's still in the works.
It's in the works, man, and obviously I would love to like feature some dope people on the album. So it's like I'm looking forward to even the featuring part because that process is gonna be beautiful. Like it's gonna be people that people wouldn't expect, and it's not even like A list P type. I'm not trying to go for that. It's not, I want it to be like a
Okay.
musical project. So I can't wait for it to happen.
Okay. So once again, if you have anything to say to Moelogo, please request the mic. So back to you, Mo. Can we expect a music video very soon? In
Yes,
line if for point of view.
we're planning some videos. So once that's ready, I'm gonna put that out, and then everyone on the TV station so they can see my face more and everything.
Hmm. I feel like I don't want to say you've been hiding your face because you actually have some videos. But at the same time, a lot of people who listen to Monogo don't really even know what you look like. Like, what do you think? What do you think is behind that? Like, do you feel like there's anything to that?
It's a win for me. It's a win as well in
Okay,
a sense because like you hear the music and you fall in love with it, and then you know you get to see the person as well. So I feel like this is the right time for me to like kind of just showcase myself more. So I'm doing that now.
so but you prefer being low key, right? Like that
Yeah,
low key
man. I'm a
just
low
fits you.
key. Yeah, I like that. Just chilling vibe, man.
What's next for Monogo?
Um,
Like, I know.
shows,
Yeah, go on.
shows. Hearing me on your radio stations or wherever it may
Okay.
be. More music. Literally just
Can
more
we
music.
expect? Are we going to see you at any concerts this December?
Yeah, obviously my guys, Palm Wine Festival. I'm there.
Okay.
I only come to Nigeria just to come and like work, see family, and chill, then go back to London. So apart from that, Palm Wine Festival, I'm there. And yeah, I
Okay.
mean, you never know. Maybe there might be some other shows that I'll be booked for this while I'm in Nigeria. So there it goes.
When we're talking about like stellar guest performances on the Palmine series, like your top three with I'll put you alongside like Bodge and Ladipo. Like you guys
I'm top three, but
always
I'm not
pull up
two or
and
three. I won't lie.
like you guys always pull up and do madness on the series. So like when I heard this EP, I thought I could hear some low key subtle, very subtle palm wine esque high life influences. And I don't know, maybe I just wanted to ask if that was one of like the projects that influenced maybe influenced the sonic direction in this new project.
I think the Sun Direction is based off on just like again the producers that I'm working with. Like
Okay.
if you listen to my previous project, you see that every project is different. It has its own like its own life because the producers that are there are different from other producers. So it's like that project is not gonna sound like another project because it's on its own. So that's one thing I like doing where I like working with different people. Even if it's the same person, the sound will be different. We'll never repeat ourselves.
Okay. Well, I think I'm out of questions for you.
No
So
problem.
um yeah, and I don't know why this all these people have decided not to talk.
It is a sad, but everybody keep streaming. Point of view. Thank
Yeah.
you for your supporting. I'm grateful. See you guys soon, man. Love.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice night.